Nobody by Ryan Shaw. His name was Nobody. He can almost never die or get hurt. The only way he can die is if he is alone. So he has a friend who is always with him. His friend never leaves him for anything. Nobody and his friend were strolling down the street one day. They turned the corner and spotted their favorite store to go to. They never got anything there because it was for the rich people. All the items were too expensive, but they were fun to look at, so they went in the store and looked around like normal. After a few minutes in the store, Nobody looked over to his friend who just took something off the shelf and shoved it into his pocket. Nobody asked him what he was doing, but his friend ignored him and took off running. As soon as he got out of the door, the alarm started screeching. The cashier ran after Nobody's friend. There was just one customer left in the store. Nobody approached the customer. If that customer leaves, I die, Nobody thought. Hi, Nobody said in a friendly tone, trying to keep the customer there for as long as possible. But to his surprise, the customer was frightened by his maybe too cheerful tone and darted out of the store. Nobody ran out of the store as well, determined to find that customer, or anybody at all. The cold wind went right through him, but the sun suddenly emerged from the clouds to warm him up. The streets were empty. There was an occasional bark of a dog nearby. A small group of birds were gathered together on the sidewalk, pecking at an abandoned piece of gum, which is now part of the cracked earth. Ants scurried around below him, all doing their job to feed their families. But there was not one person. He was alone. Nobody pulled out his cell phone and called his mom. She picked up. He explained the situation and she understood. She said she was on her way. Nobody slid the phone back into his pocket and wiped his clammy hands. He didn't know how long he had to live, but he hoped it was long enough. A few minutes later, a car rushed up to the sidewalk. A tall woman walked out with a look of panic on her face. She ran around searching for her son. She didn't find anyone. She opened the door to the store that Nobody was in. Way in the back, she could see her son. Weeping, she went over to him. Nobody said thanks. Nobody said I love you. Nobody was dead. Once again, the door to the store swung open, but this time, two bodies were experiencing the warmth of the sun and of each other's hearts.